I heard there was this podcast, yo, about something funny like wrestling and so. And you really care about wrestling, don't you? There are drop kicks and leases all over the board, and then something called a wrestling hold. It's a super duper fun podcast about wrestling. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. Well, Fro and Bill and maybe a guest or two is here to hold your hand and guide you through a podcast about wrestling. We have a lot of extreme fun, and that's without the gun, because I needed something to rhyme fun with. That wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show. Well, sit your behinds gently down and listen to our podcast sound, and try to guess this week's Pro question. You win a lot of cool things, and also help Bill with his bills. That's a super duper fun competition. That wrestling show. 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 That wrestling show.
And welcome to That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters, unless you are WWE. Hey, I got my zingers here. So it's the usual, Bill and Fro. Say hi, Fro. Fro?
Oh, I'm here?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We're live, buddy.
I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be here. Strange.
I know.
Do you know what's going on Friday?
Well, it's the last day of November. I know that much.
Yeah, but in TNA.
Oh, don't they have a live show this week?
They have a live show this week.
And it's free, too.
And it's free, too. It's going to be on Twitch.
Yes.
Yes.
I have not looked at the card. I think I'll look that up while we're talking. But yeah, this week we're just going to talk about stuff here and there. We're also going to talk about the beginning of our annual That Wrestling Awards, because voting's going to start this weekend, so we'll get into all that.
Mm-hmm. to new categories
yes.
that I implemented last year.
Yeah, you and Joe Sago were responsible for one of the new categories. Okay, so I have the card here. Why don't we talk about this show? Because I completely forgot about this show happening, to be honest. And
I am so looking forward to this. I'm actually, I'm getting up at 4:30 in the morning to watch this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out tomorrow night, so I won't be able to watch this.
Yeah, no, me and Luke are going to watch this actually.
Well, it's a good start time for him because it's all the way in California, so it's like a 7:30 start for him. So, but this is the card that they have for tomorrow night. Tessa Blanchard to face Kiera Hogan. I'm gonna say that's gonna be for the Knockouts title.
Yeah, it is.
Rich Swann to face Matt Sydal. Okay, that's just going to be a good match right there.
Yep.
OVE versus the Freaks. Are the Freaks new in Impact or
newish?
Newish.
Yeah.
Okay. Johnny Impact defends the world title against Eli Drake.
Yep.
Eddie Edwards to face Scotty Ringer. That's a very interesting looking man. That's Scotty Ringer. And Brian Cage takes on Moose.
Yeah.
Now that actually sounds like a really good match.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this card. And I think it is kind of strange and good that they are doing this on free TV.
Yeah, over the internet.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked by that. I think it's also strange that they're not doing this as a promotion of their own network, but doing it free on Twitch.
Right.
I'm curious how many commercial breaks there will be. I don't know how much they get away with on Twitch.
That's very true. I don't know the numbers, so. So speaking of Johnny Nitro.
Yeah.
We should ask the weekly question that we do forget to ask it sometimes.
Yes, we have forgotten it many weeks now.
And that is...
Is he still on Survivor?
No.
No.
He is eliminated. And let me tell you what happened.
This week.
Well, actually, this happened 2 weeks ago, and we completely missed it.
Yeah, I mean 2 weeks ago.
So, John was up for voting for elimination against Christian and Angela. So those two, were among with Johnny to get eliminated. So I'm going to read this last paragraph of the episode. So this will describe everything that happened. Dan won immunity. Angelina was paranoid over the possibility of Christian having an idol, and Alec told Nick that Christian was in danger. Nick and Davey debated playing their advantages to save Christian, but were hesitant to use them so early in the game. At Tribal Council, Nick chose not to use his vote stealer, but Davey played his idol on Christian. Angelina begged Dan to do the same for her, which he did. The Goliaths' 7 votes against Christian were nullified. The Davids split their votes between John and Angelina. Carl and Gabby's votes against Angelina were negated, but Christian, Davey, and Nick's votes against John sent him to the jury. So, if Christian had not been saved, he would have been eliminated this week, or that week.
Interesting.
Yep. So I thought for sure John was going to win it. I really did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, oh well, he didn't win. That's the way life goes.
I think they will feel the impact effect on it, for sure.
Meh. They'll feel the impact.
You don't think so?
Oh, they probably will. But I don't really watch Survivor, so... whatever happens, happens. But
I mean, I watch it, but it's like...
how is that show still on after all these years?
Survivor?
Yeah.
They do new things all the time. I think it was 3 years ago they kind of renewed the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not having people on that was on before and things like that.
Right.
Always having new people and stuff like that, so it doesn't feel trite and yeah.
All right.
By the way, have you heard of Big Time Wrestling?
I have.
Yeah, because the impact is having the show with them.
I've been to a Big Time Wrestling show actually a few years ago.
Okay.
And I guess the best way to describe it is they're not a major independent organization. Like, they don't have championships and stuff, but they will... It's basically like you can let any, Impact or Ring of Honor or any of those companies, get involved and, they're allowed to be used, so...
Right. I think the Freaks debuts on the show tonight.
Oh.
So I'm going to guess that they win at the Twitch thingy because that's going to be their first.
Yeah.
But I maybe the match I'm looking most forward to is Eddie Edwards versus Scotty Ringer. Like, he looks like a pimp.
Mm-hmm.
Where he looks like the 80s pimp.
Yeah.
That's what Scotty Ringer looks like.
An 80s pimp with a 70s mustache.
Yes.
That's the best way to describe him.
There's no bad matches on this card.
No, it doesn't look like it. It really doesn't.
No. And the other thing that I'm looking most forward to is Rick Swan
And
versus
Matt
Matt
Sydal.
Sydal.
Oh, that's going to be a good match.
Yeah. So that's live tomorrow. When is it? Let's see.
10:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So that would be 4:30 your time. And
Yes.
7:30 where Luke is.
Yes.
And like I said, I will more than likely be out celebrating a birthday tomorrow, so...
Mm-hmm. But will you watch this the day after?
Maybe. If I get if I hear good reviews, I might watch it.
We'll definitely talk about it next week.
Yeah.
If I'm here. Because I'm maybe not here.
Right.
By the way, we won in chess.
Oh, very good. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, man. Let's get into some other news. A bit of good news first, and that is Roman Reigns was seen publicly for the first time since he announced his battle with leukemia. He was at the Georgia Tech Georgia College football game last weekend.
Okay.
Because he did play for Georgia Tech when he was in college.
Yeah. If you meet him, remember, don't shake his hand. Leukemia is contagious.
Apparently.
Yeah.
He had a hat on. I did notice that. He did have a hat on, but he looks to be in good spirits right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to wait and see where things go from there. Speaking of health, we talked about last week Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He was in the hospital. He was in the ICU. Fortunately, he was released over Thanksgiving weekend. So Jim Duggan is out of the hospital and he is back with his family. I'm very happy to hear that. Like I said last week, one of the nicest people you will ever meet. If you ever go to a convention. Very nice man. Very, very nice. He will talk to you. That's one of the good things about him. Because it's like, you know how you have to go sometimes to talk to them? He will talk to you.
Aw.
So that's what I
nice.
like about him. What other news do we? Well, I do have to mention this bit of news because I was a fan of the St. Louis DVDs. Larry Madison. I know a lot of people aren't going to know that name. Larry Madison passed away over the weekend. He had not been in good health the last couple of years. He was, to me, the last link managerial owning wise of the St. Louis territory. And if you've never seen St. Louis wrestling, look it up on YouTube or try to find the DVDs, because just about every big name in wrestling at some point in time or another wrestled in the St. Louis territory. I mean, the Ric Flairs, Dusty Rhodes, Harley Race, the Von Erichs, Ken Patera, Hulk Hogan, Andre, Bruiser Brody, so many names wrestled in St. Louis, and Madison was the commentator for many years because they had a hit TV show called Wrestling at the Chase. Oh, I thought that was the ghost of Larry Madison. No. But to explain that, about 50 years ago, they actually would film wrestling TV shows at the Chase Hotel in St. Louis, which the hotel is still in business. They're still in business. So they would tape weekly shows there in like a ballroom. And they would do it for like many, many years, and then they had to switch to do it in a TV studio, but they still called it Wrestling at the Chase, despite it being in a TV studio. But Fro, oh my goodness, if you get a chance, I know you're not a fan of the old school wrestling, but if you get a chance to watch a few minutes of it, the fans in the studio are great. Madison is very good as a commentator on the mic. It is enjoyable to watch. It really is. But I do want to send my thoughts to his wife, his daughter, and everyone that knew Larry Madison. 72 years old. That's a young age still. 72.
That's too young. Yeah.
But I will say though, to put it on a happier note, it's not up on the internet, unfortunately. There was a music video, because one of the weird things about wrestling is like if they did them, because they did music videos and used footage of wrestlers, and they'd use whatever the hit songs were in the day.
Right.
I have seen a music video of Ted DiBiase, young Ted DiBiase, and they called him Ted DiBiase. Still don't get why. So they did a music video for him, and they did it to Olivia Newton-John's Physical.
Let's get physical.
I wanna get physical.
Let's get physical.
It's like
physical.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna ask you real quick before we move on. Which video song mix does not make sense to you? Ted DiBiase to Olivia Newton-John's Physical, or Rick Martel to Hall & Oates' One-on-One?
Is that really a thing?
That is a real video.
Wow.
I think you're going to have to watch it after the show.
Oh, definitely.
My vote goes to Martel because half the video is him exercising and he's shirtless. And it's
Wow.
like the lyrics don't match up to the video. It is so freaking bizarre. Oh, God. So if you guys want to check that out, at least the Martel video, go look that up. Just type Rick Martel music video and you'll find it.
That sounds so strange.
It might make you gay by the end of the video.
Oh.
It might make you gay. I don't know. Phoenix is going to be out of action for the rest of this year. He did a dive in a match over the weekend in Mexico, and apparently he pulled his groin.
I saw the video of this.
Yeah,
it did not look good.
I did too, and I don't see where he would have pulled a groin. I would have thought at least a concussion.
Yeah, because it's a strange way to hurt yourself.
It is,
because he kind of lands with his. How can I explain it? With his head first, kind of.
Yeah, and he's like flat on his back.
So why then the groaning? Like, I don't get it.
But he's going to be out for the rest of this year, which fortunately is not too.
Yeah.
But he will.
I mean, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. But he's
we
been
like
one
him
of the
here.
Big names. One of the big names this year.
Yeah, I enjoy his wrestling.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. He is very fun to watch. Speaking of fun to watch, nobody says this about Total Bellas.
I say that about the Total Bellas.
Well, we have a date for the season 4 premiere.
Yeah, and I saw the trailer, and guess who's dating again? And she's not only dating outside of wrestling, she's dating someone that's been on The Bachelor.
Oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
Ah.
So the date is January the 20th, which is a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have the press release in front of me. Would you like me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
When two whores. Oh.
On the heels of the most watched season of Total Bellas.
Oh my god.
It's only been 3 seasons. Give me a break.
That is so not true.
E! Entertainment has greenlit a 4th season of the hit series following the lives of WWE superstars Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. Season 3 of Total Bellas saw Nikki make one of the most challenging decisions of her life in deciding to cut off her high-profile wedding.
Oh, I felt so sad for her.
Brie balancing being a new mom and a successful businesswoman with her sister.
I love this. Yes.
And Daniel Bryan's sensational return to the WWE ring.
Mm-hmm.
The 3rd season also gave viewers a glimpse into Nikki and Brie's continued growth as entrepreneurs as they expand their businesses and launch new brands. From apparel to wine with Birdie B and Bella Radici. Or Bella Radici. Who? Is that their niece?
Who?
Belle Radici?
Oh, I think it's Bella. Like they're making a thing with their name.
Oh, okay. Nikki and Brie's willingness to be open about their struggles and celebrate their triumphs with their fans is what makes Total Bellas such a hit with our audience, said Amy Introcaso Davis, Executive Vice President, Development and Production of E! The Bella twins embody the strong, empowered women that we celebrate here at E! And we are so excited to see what the future has in store for them next.
Mm-hmm.
Brie Bella said,
I know what's in store for them next. Chlamydia. Oh.
Brie Bella said, I'm so excited for another season of Total Bellas and hope our journey continues to inspire, motivate, and connect with our Bella Army.
Bella Army.
The Bella Army, yep.
Sign me up.
You go right ahead. Nikki Bella said, I can't wait for our fans to join me in the next step of my life. I promise that it will be a fun, real, and heartfelt adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now, I gotta read you the statistics in this to see if it was the most watched season of Total Bellas.
Well, yeah.
Alright? It finished, the third season, finished as its highest rated season to date among all key demographics, drawing nearly 1 million total viewers per episode.
I know.
Up 22% from the previous season among the core 18 to 49 demographic.
But here's I'm going to say something really controversial,
Okay.
and this is I don't know if it's controversial or not, but the thing is, I do think having less of John Cena on the show will actually hurt it. I think they lose maybe some of their demographic by not having him on the show.
You could be onto something.
I'm not saying that it's going to bomb, but I think it's definitely going to have lower numbers than what they have had before.
Sunday night premiere.
I mean, I'm not super interested in this season, and that's mostly because there's no more John Cena to make fun of.
Right. Sunday night premieres of Total Bellas consistently ranked among the top 10 programs in prime time across ad-supported cable with women 18 to 34 and women 18 to 49. Mm-hmm. Season 3 of Total Bellas averaged more than 4 million social engagements a week. 123% higher average weekly engagements versus Season 2. Mm-hmm. Total Bellas currently has 1 million plus social followers, gaining 16% new followers during Season 3.
But that's the thing with last season. Last season was interesting because we were going to see the breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we don't have the breakup anymore,
right?
What do you
do?
What do we do?
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait. Well, I'm not going to watch. You can watch, but...
Thank you.
All right. Why don't we take a break from discussing news, and let's talk about our annual awards that we do. Mm-hmm. For those of you who are new, welcome aboard. We usually do an awards every year called That Wrestling Award, which I know is not the best, but I didn't want to be too fancy and it matches with the show. So this award is where our fans on Facebook and Fro and myself, we vote upon different categories in the world of wrestling. And we usually get a good mix of response throughout, this period. Because we have the Wrestler of the Year, the Woman of... I think I'm going to change that one because it's been Woman Wrestler of the Year. I think I'm going to change it to Woman of the Year for wrestling. Tag Team of the Year, Match of the Year, Promotion of the Year, Best Weekly TV Show, Best Major Show, like pay-per-views and anything else, Best Commentator, and of course, our new one from last year, which I enjoyed, the Hell Freezes Over Award for the most shocking moment of the year. Mm-hmm. So, during the process last year, in putting in our, the nominations and all that, we had an interesting discussion that one of our members started. And you seconded his idea. And I was like, okay, when we get to it next year, we will do it. I am a man of my word, and we are going to do this award this year. This is going to be one of 2 new categories we're going to do. This one is the most overrated wrestler.
Yep.
Because, let's be
honest. Both female and male, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Everyone is fair game. Everyone is fair game. And I think it's going to be fun because we can have this debate on, is this person really overrated or are they not overrated? So that's going to be a fun discussion there. The other new category that we're going to do this year is the best feud. Basically, which feud throughout 2018 just captivated you, just had your attention from beginning to end. And I think we're going to have some interesting choices. I'm looking forward to this. I really look forward to this every year.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So
it's a highlight.
It is. It is a highlight of the year because in a way we're wrapping up the year slowly but surely. And then when we do our award show, which is going to be the second week in January, because the first week we're going to talk about the Tokyo Dome show. So, so that second week, which will be right now, it's going to be the 11th of January. That's the tentative date. Of course, something could change between then and now. That's when we're going to do our award show. The process of nominating begins this weekend, this Saturday. And what I like to do with this, because I know with other places it's like, oh, you can only vote for or nominate one person per category or one thing per category. With this, you can nominate as many people or many things as you like. That's the beauty of it. And an individual or a thing, a show, whatever, will officially be nominated when it's gotten at least 2 people that nominate it. So, let's say we do Wrestler of the Year. I'll just use it as an example. And let's say 2 people vote No Way Jose for the Wrestler of the Year. I'll just use it as an example.
Okay.
No Way Jose would be on the final ballot for the Wrestler of the Year. I don't think that will happen, but you never know.
No way, Jose.
So all of that begins this weekend. I'm going to do an audio clip special on December the 17th because I always do it the day after the last pay-per-view of the year. So on December 17th, that's going to be the day when everyone finds out all the nominees in all the categories. So
cool.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And then the voting begins December 26th. So you're going to have 2 weeks on your voting in all the major categories that we do.
Yes, and remember, please create fake accounts and vote for Braun Strowman.
Well, you never know. We might have... I think it's going to be an interesting year this year for voting. I really do.
Guess who's my nominee for Best Wrestler of the Year?
Yeah, exactly. And Fro, I'll make sure to send you the list of all the categories. And you can put as many people as you want. You know, there's no limit to how many you can nominate. So,
cool.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of January is going to be a very busy month in the world of wrestling. Because, and I honestly forgot when I posted this last weekend, and I feel bad now, Fro. I forgot to mention Impact in this. Because in the month of January,
we have a show.
We're going to have 5 shows.
Yeah.
So
we have an Impact show that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah.
So why don't we just go through all of them? January 4th, Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
So
can't wait for
Oh,
this.
that's going to be an
It's-
amazing show. And the card looks great so far. I don't know if you've heard the card. But
I always enjoy that. So
last year was a lot of fun watching it with you guys. I can't wait to do it again this year. So that's January the 4th. January the 6th is Impact Wrestling Homecoming, which I will watch. I will watch it. So hopefully they can win me over on that show.
And what do you think about the title?
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I actually like it.
Yeah.
Now, January 12th, this is an interesting one because NXT UK has their first takeover event.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a lot of fun. And that's on a Saturday. That'll be in the afternoon for me, actually. So I'll be able to watch it, and I can spend the rest of the day doing whatever, So that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I have not seen anything of NXT UK still, but
Yeah, I still have to watch that first episode.
yeah,
I want to watch it. I really do.
me too.
Then January 26th is the next NXT takeover, which will be in Phoenix. And of course, January 27th, everybody's favorite event of the year, the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a fun start to this new year.
And that is going to decide if I'm going to watch WrestleMania or not. Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm going to WrestleMania or not yet. Because I'm going to the Ring of Honor New Japan show in Madison Square Garden. We haven't decided if we're going to go to WrestleMania or not. So that'll be interesting. Let's talk about New Japan real quick, because they have their tag league, their World Tag League. We haven't had a chance to really talk about it that much. They had a show today, and I have the current standings in front of me, and it's very close right now. Because the team that wins this tournament, with the exception of the tag champs, get a title shot at Wrestle Kingdom. And then if the tag champs win the tournament, then they get to pick their opponent for Wrestle Kingdom. So currently, right now, Sonata and Evil are in first place. They have 12 points. Then we have a three-way tie for second. Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi, Toru Yano and Tomohiro Ishii, and the tag champs Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are at 10 points. Then we get this big traffic jam in the middle. Jeff Cobb and Michael Elgin, Beretta and Chucky T, David Finlay and Juice Robinson, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer are tied at 8 points. Then we have Minoru Suzuki and Takashi Iizuka, Hiroyoshi Tenzan and Satoshi Kojima, and Yujiro Takahashi and Hangman Page at 6 points. Then Toji Makabe and Toa Hanare are at 4 points. Yuji Nagata and Manabu Nakanishi are at 2 points. And bringing up the rear, the Young Lions, Shota Umino and Ayato Yoshida have no points.
Okay.
And I do believe, and I'll actually pull this up, they have another week, I believe. Yeah, they have one more week, and then the finals are on the 9th of December.
Okay.
So we'll figure out next week who's where and who could win it. Do you remember last week we talked about all those things Lars Sullivan said?
Yes.
Well, there was more stuff that got brought up. But for time purposes, I am not going to read them this week.
Phew.
And I really don't feel like it.
Good.
Because it's going to end up being nothing. It's really going to end up being nothing. Like, he's going to be on the roster, and, you know, they're just going to push him and all that. But we did have somebody break their silence about another situation, and that is James Ellsworth. Because we talked about this last week, how he had sent, or he had been alleged, allegations were made of these inappropriate pictures that were sent to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, he broke his silence last night on Twitter.
Okay.
And I have his response in front of me. And I'll read it. It's not ridiculously long, but it's good enough. Recently, allegations of misconduct have been lodged against me, which I categorically deny. I never have, nor will I ever engage in any activity that could be deemed as inappropriate or disrespectful. My delay in publicly commenting on this situation was based on the advice of my legal team, which has just completed a thorough investigation. My attorneys have pinpointed a trusted witness who is willing to testify on my behalf. In addition, they have uncovered concrete evidence that supports my innocence and proves that without a shadow of a doubt, the social media accounts alleged to be mine are fake and the messages from the account were fraudulently created without my knowledge or consent. My only hope is to restore my reputation, as I, along with my family, friends, and supporters, have suffered because of a social media stunt devised to end my professional wrestling career. My team and I are prepared to pursue legal action against any party that persists with the promotion of these lies. All right. How do you feel on that one?
That's it. That's him calling now to...
Good grief. Yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I trust him.
All right. Well, the accuser spoke out. Remember, it's a teenage girl who is the accuser in this. And this is what she had to say. Mr. Ellsworth made a statement. Oh, this is also on Twitter, by the way. Mr. Ellsworth made a statement. Everyone is sending me. I seen it. Y'all got to think, if a minor allegedly, in quotes, accused you of sending nudes, wouldn't you do everything to save your ass too? People act like he is going to come out and admit it all. I know the truth. All the stories I've heard about him disgust me. People who worked with him and know him have told me these are her words, has done hardcore drugs before also. His own best friend is even admitted over a phone call to a girl who has known Jimmy since 2012 that Jimmy has been unspeakable things all his life. In all the screenshots, girls, people who have worked with him, promoters, wrestlers, etc., the reason I blurred out their names out of respect. I don't need tons of people hitting them up also. It's funny, the account he added me from, tons of girls also sent me that same exact snap and said that he gave them the exact Snapchat to them. I've heard that Snapchat is one he uses to just add girls. Also, people saying, well, his face wasn't in any of the explicit photos. Let me know when you find a guy who shows his face when he's taking pictures of his junk. People say, oh, why'd she give a grown man on Snapchat, etc.? You guys are telling me, if a wrestler you liked and were a fan of you wouldn't do that too? I have plenty of wrestlers on my Snapchat. Naya, Mojo, Shinsuke, and more. Someone who I was a fan of, met twice, bought his shirt, cheered him at matches, supported his wrestling career. Why would I want to ruin his career in life? He has kids also. I wouldn't destroy someone's family just for the hell of it. If I were to fake a pedo, it wouldn't be someone as low profile as Ellsworth. There's always going to be people siding with him. When things like this happen, not everyone is only going to be on one side. Going to social media first about this is the biggest mistake I made, and I understand that. I regret doing that, but everything is a learning lesson. I think her words messed it up a little bit as far as wanting me to believe it. I honestly, I don't think she wanted to ruin his life. I really don't. But her saying that, look, I made a mistake by doing this over social media. Someone her age, because she is a teenager, remember that. That's a big admission right there. Because I don't think too many teenagers these days would admit to doing that kind of mistake and coming up and admitting that.
No,
I
I
really
agree.
don't. WWE signed one of the biggest stars going today to an NXT UK deal, and that is Walter. That is his name.
Okay.
Walter. All capitalized.
Not heard of him.
31 years old.
Oh.
Got some of the hardest chops I've ever seen.
Ah, cool.
And he's from Austria. He's like a big oak. You know, to use the metaphor, he's just a huge oak tree with arms and legs. So, can't wait to see that. We talked about Wrestle Kingdom earlier. There's another way you can watch it, and it is on Fight TV. They made a deal with New Japan to stream the show there. You could watch it on in Japanese or in English. So go check them out. And there's going to be many places to watch that New Japan show. There really is.
Mm-hmm.
We have, are you ready for this, Fro? XFL news!
Oh! Some football news
Yes.
that I don't care about.
Exactly. Well, we believe, our first city for the XFL in 2020. And it will be St. Louis.
Okay.
St. Louis Embassy affiliate KSDK is reporting that St. Louis will be one of the host cities for the resurrected XFL Football League, which is slated to relaunch in 2020. Their report claims that the XFL will announce their 10 teams and host cities next week. The St. Louis XFL franchise will play 10 games in the XFL's return season, with 5 of those games being played at home at St. Louis's Dome at America's Center. So
Are you going to watch this?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
I have no interest in this whatsoever.
If Washington D.C. gets a football team, then I will definitely be watching it. Let me just say that for the record. One other piece of news, and I want to talk about Raw this week. John Cena is going to get a very big award, or he has been named a recipient of an award. John Cena, this was reported today, by the way. John Cena will receive the Sports Illustrated Muhammad Ali Legacy Award in honor of his leadership as a philanthropist. Did I say that right? Philanthropist. There we go. I got the word right. Cena, who's 41, is a 16-time champion, but his impact is felt most outside of the ring. He works closely with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and has granted nearly 600 wishes for children with life-threatening illnesses, more than anyone else involved with the organization. Cena also advocates for breast cancer awareness and early detection. When hearing of this award, Cena said, quote, I am truly thrilled to receive Sports Illustrated's Muhammad Ali Legacy Award. Ali's commitment to helping others, his dedication to the sport, and his genuine spirit are incomparable, and he was a role model to us all. To be linked with him in any way is an honor that means so much to me. Sports Illustrated executive editor Stephen Cannella, who helped select Cena for the award along with other SI editors, said the wrestler was selected based on his commitment to I'm going to mess this word up again. Philanthropy. He said, quote, from his unparalleled work with the Make-A-Wish Foundation to his support for a wide range of causes ranging from activism for military families to cancer research, John has made personal outreach and generosity of time and spirit his calling card. He might just be the most charitable person in sports, and his dedication to philanthropy, yay, I got the word right,
Hey!
richly reflects the spirit of the Ali Legacy Award. The Legacy Award was created in 2008 and renamed after Muhammad Ali in 2015. Previous recipients of this award include Colin Kaepernick, golfer Jack Nicklaus, basketball players Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and football legend Jim Brown. The award presentation... Huh?
Yep. No, I had a question.
Oh, okay.
No,
The
just continue.
Okay. The award presentation will take place at SI's Sportsperson of the Year event on December 11th at the Beverly Hills Hilton in Los Angeles.
Will the price shake?
Will the prize change?
No, shake.
Ooh, I don't know.
Like if it's Muhammad Ali, I mean.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to hell.
You are. And he's already dead, so you'll be
I know.
in double hell. No,
I know.
actually, you'll be in super hell. There's a super heaven and a super hell. So,
Yeah.
all right. I just want to talk about real quick Monday Night Raw this week because it has gotten a lot of negativity. I mean,
I read about this week and I was like, I wonder why I don't watch it anymore.
there were a lot of people calling it one of the worst episodes of Monday Night Raw ever.
It's Baron Corbin's fault, as I understand it.
Well, backstage, Vince McMahon had final control on everything on this week's episode. So I'm just going to bring up some of the lowlights.
But I mean, storyline wise, it's.
Storyline wise, yes. So the show begins with Baron Corbin in the ring with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. And they mentioned Braun Strowman because Braun Strowman had to have the elbow surgery because he's got elbow nuggets in him. So Baron says that the match that was going to happen with him and Strowman is still going to happen, and he's going to take a forfeit victory, and that will make him this is what they're calling him, the general manager elect, Baron Corbin. General manager elect. That's wrong on so many levels. So the whole thing is, for this episode, you can either be on the right side of history or the wrong side of history.
Okay, I would rather be on the wrong side of history if the right way is with Baron boring.
Yeah.
Corbin.
So Elias comes out. He makes fun of everybody in the ring. And we have a match with Bobby Lashley and Elias.
I heard this was a little controversial because when he won, kind of, he turned it into what was it? No contest or?
Well, what happened was Elias went for the pin. Leo
Right.
Rush pulled the referee out. Referee called for the bell. And Baron gets on the mic and he's like, "Oh, no, Elias...
It's Extreme Rules."
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a no disqualification match." So basically Elias gets the crap beat out of him. And Bobby wins. Then we are told that we are going to have a video from Dean Ambrose. And Michael Cole says, "It is terrifying. You might not want to watch it." You want me to tell you what it was, Fro?
Yes.
It is him sitting at a doctor's table getting shots in his arm. That's terrifying.
Wow.
That's real terrifying.
Wow.
Then we had the Raw Tag Team title match. Authors of Pain against Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Now, last week, Roode and Gable beat them in a non-title match after they made fun of Drake Maverick, a.k.a. Spud, because he peed his pants at Survivor Series. So during the match, Maverick steals Bobby Roode's robe, and he runs to the back. Then, I wish I was faking this, but I'm not. Drake Maverick pees on Bobby Roode's robe.
Jesus.
Yep. AOP win the match. Baron Corbin then tells Alexa Bliss that she is now the head of the women's division. Because all the stuff that he's doing is frustrating him and stressing him out. So Alexa's going to be the head of the women's division. And she is going to do a Q&A with Bayley and Sasha Banks. And it's not that good. It's bad. Because it's like one fan asked them, "Is there anything you would change?" And Bayley's like, "No, I wouldn't change anything." And Sasha's like, "There's one thing I'd change. I'd send Alexa Bliss back to SmackDown." And then, it's just bad. It was bad. And then a couple of the women try to attack Bayley and Sasha Banks, and they get beat up. The people that try to attack them. Oh, and you know that mixed match challenge that's going on? Fro?
Yeah.
Well, you know how Braun Strowman was on one of the teams?
Yeah.
Ember Moon? Well, Ember now has a substitute partner. And it's Kurt Hawkins. I wish I was joking.
Wow.
So, Ember basically gets punished by association, even though they don't talk to each other on Raw every week. So, Ember has a match with Alicia Fox. Ember Moon wins. After the match, No Way Jose comes out. Because, we haven't seen him in God knows how long. And he has the conga line and everything. And, it's going to be good. He's going to come back and he's going to get a victory. And he loses to Jinder Mahal. Yeah. The only good thing about this show was Seth Rollins' open challenge for the Intercontinental title. He fought Dolph Ziggler. Seth retained. Good match. If there's a bright spot, that would have been it. And then we get our main event. Oh, no, hold on. One more thing. Nia Jax cuts a promo. And it's supposed to be about the history of championships. It is nothing like that. So Ronda Rousey comes out. They have a verbal confrontation. Natalya comes out to try to help her friend. And the Riot Squad beat up Natalya. You know, because they can. And then we have our main event. You ready for this one? It's a hot one. Baron Corbin against Finn Balor. That's the main event for Raw.
Okay.
It's your typical big guy, little guy match. But then Baron gets on the mic and he's like, oh, this match is now a handicap match. It's you, Finn, against me and my partner, Drew McIntyre. So Drew comes out. Finn does everything he can. Drew beats him with the Claymore. 1, 2, 3. After the match, Bobby Lashley comes out. It is a 3-on-1 beatdown. And is anyone going to save him? No. Nobody comes to save him. No one comes to save Finn. That's how Raw ends. One person went to Wikipedia, and I kid you not, and they edited a part of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, because that's where Raw was this week. And the person edited Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the place where professional wrestling died.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
My Fro.
Mm-hmm.
The two of us could have written a better Raw.
I'm so glad that I don't watch this shit. I am so happy that I don't watch this shit.
Oh, man. Was it the worst episode of Raw? I'm not really sure. I can't really say. Was it bad? It was. Was it as bad as everyone said it was? Maybe. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to change. It's really not.
No.
It's really not. Although, I will say SmackDown had an interesting development because we're going to get a first ever women's TLC match. And I think this match is going to save the show. So, originally, on the show, it's going to be Becky Lynch versus Charlotte in a TLC match. During the show, the rest of the women's roster for SmackDown complain, why aren't they involved? So Paige makes up a battle royal. The winner of the battle royal gets added to that TLC match. So they have the battle royal, and for once, the WWE makes their fans happy. Asuka wins the battle royal. So
okay, cool.
It will be Charlotte, Becky, and Asuka in a TLC match for the SmackDown Women's title. And I really don't care if Asuka doesn't win, because I know she's not. It's still going to be a hell of a match to watch.
Cool.
Other than that, that's really it.
Okay.
There's nothing else to add. So why don't we start wrapping it up for this week? You can follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow11. Join our Facebook group, that Wrestling Show fan group, especially if you want to start doing our nominations for the awards. Get into that. Check out the website, thatWrestlingShow.com, and visit my Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World Podcast. Fro, what did you guys talk about on Another Digital Citizen this week?
We decide what is the best ice cream flavor, according to me and Luke.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my number one by default is vanilla. But my second place is orange swirl. That's a really good ice cream.
Well, I guess you have to listen to the podcast and find out what we decide.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next week on the show, we're going to discuss more about the World Tag League in New Japan. Fro's going to talk about the Impact show. And we're going to discuss next week, because this happened last night, but I think we're going to save it for next week. The Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame announced their class for the 2019 Hall of Fame ceremony. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about where they went wrong on one of the inductions, or the inductees.
Oh.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was it Donald Trump again?
No, not Donald Trump. No. So, everybody, have a good, safe weekend. And when you're done doing whatever it is that you like to do on those weekends, come back here next week for another episode of That Wrestling Show, where we will try to be much more happier about the products. I know. We'll try. And as always,
Impact is good!
wrestle on.